What's up, guys? This is your Bitcoin update. Our targets hit from yesterday. Will we continue to drop from here, or are we going to break up? We're going to talk about that. We're going to start out with the smaller time frames, and then we're going to look at the big picture at the end. So stick around. We're also going to pick our winner of the Ledger Nano S. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and your own research before investing or trading in any markets. Reminder, we do a Ledger Nano S giveaway every Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and leave your comments down below. That'll get you entered to win. We will be picking this week's winner at the end of the video, so stick around. Don't forget, we also have a free Discord group. There's a link down in the description below, along with other affiliate links to help the channel out. So looking at the Fear and Greed Index, we're at 89. Raised 2 points from yesterday, still in the extreme greed zone. And here was our target from yesterday. You guys remember we were watching this rising broadening wedge. We called this drop right down to our target of the 16.2. And we had talked about it coming up and retesting the bottom of this wedge. Let me get this out of the way so you can see. And that's exactly what we did, almost to the dot. We took a little bit longer. As you guys can see, it's a rising trend line. We took a little bit longer. We hit the 18,253. So we were, what, 10 bucks off. Will it hold? We did look at it this way. If we do break back inside this wedge, the next target is going to be, I had it at 18.9. We're going to move that down to the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement here, and that would be the highest I see us going, around the 18.8 if we break back in here. But so far so good. We got rejected at the 0.618, and it lined up perfectly with our line here. So it does look like we're most likely going to come back down. The area to watch is going to be this 0.5 fib around the 17.850. A break below that, back to this trend line about the 17.7, a break back inside there, and we could be just going right down to our targets down here. We'll take a look at these. As of right now, this target is going to change here. Same with this. We could be looking still around that 15.4 if we do get the dip here. Like I said, we're also going to take a look at some other stuff. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. We have this trend line. The 4 hour RSI, if we do close below this trend line, most likely we're going to continue our dip. As you can see right now, we do have bearish divergence. We're getting higher highs in the price action. And again, this is on the 1 hour. And we got lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence. Obviously, we're getting this low kickback. Now, that did hit perfect. There's a good chance that was it. And I told you guys I would short here when we hit, which I did. And I put a stop just above. So we'll see what happens. This could end up being a great short. I will move my stops down into profit to make sure I am profitable on this trade. So let's move on to the 4 hours. So looking at the 4 hour, we had this long-term rising channel here. We did get out of it, bounce back down. We do have a target on the bullish case scenario. And again, at the end of the video, we're going to look at the bigger picture and look at the bullish and the bearish case scenario like you've seen on the thumbnail. Let's take a look at, this is 20,700. That was the measured move breaking out of here. We did break back down in, and as of right now, we are outside of it again. Break below this 16,750. Most likely we're going to head down and test this trend line. And we do have the big picture. Fibonacci retracements from the swing low all the way back in 17 to the swing high. If this is the top here, our 0.236 fib is about 15,650. 0.382 fib is about 13,250. And depending on when we get there, that could be testing this trend line again, and a break of that could get us down to the target of about 8,800. But if this does break, we have our next support at the 0.5 fib, and that's 11,300. And then we have 9,200, which is the golden pocket zone down here, and that 8,800 measured move breaking out of here. We also have long-term support and resistance at 7,700. A break of that would get us to 66, which would be the 0.786. If that breaks, it could be ugly. But again, let's see what's going on up here. As of right now, we had this trend line on the RSI. We did break back above it. But let's look at a couple more things. First, I want to, if you guys are interested in trading on margin, definitely check out Prime XBT. I'll leave a tutorial up top. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you like all the other ones, so you're not going to get the crazy scam wicks. But we were looking at this rising broadening wedge in here. Of course, same thing. We had a target if we broke up to about 20,400 on Prime. But it does look bearish here, guys. This is a rising wedge. If we break down below this wedge, below the 1,700 range, we're most likely going to head down to the bottom of this channel again. If that breaks, that measured move gets us to about $8,000 range. So just keeping an eye on this. I know there is a good possibility that we continue up from here, but be cautious, guys. Everybody's extremely bullish right now, and they think this is the end of the dip. Be careful. If you do want to trade on here, you can use my promo code Savy50. That will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit. Every time you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin, you can use that towards your margin. Savy25 will get you 25% off your fees. You can trade Bitcoin, crypto, Forex, oil, gold, silver, S&P, Dow Jones, all on margin on here on one exchange. Definitely check it out if you haven't already, and let's move on. So this is the thumbnail that I put up there. If you guys see what I did here, this is from 2017 top, 2019 top. Could this be the top of 2020? It definitely could be, as we've been looking at this indicator. And a lot of people asked about this indicator. If you just go into your indicators up here, go into, which was it? I think it was the public library. Yes, and it's a second one down here, MACD custom indicator. So if you guys want to check that out. But as you can see, we got our red dot at the top of here, red dot at the top of here, and our red dot at the top of here. This could be, like I'm showing here, just another top, and we may see something like this, and it could take, you know, all the way till next year, possibly 2022 to bottom. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we need to look at all this. Or we continue up from here and go to the crazy numbers people are talking about. But if you look at the chart here, let me get that out of the way. People think that's just going to drop if it drops. If you look here, that doesn't make sense in the timing. And we are going to look at another chart showing the timing. So definitely stick around. But let's zoom out a little bit to the 3-day and see what it looks like. As you can see, I mean, zoom in here. The 3-day is starting to try to turn over here. And when the 3-day turns over, it gets pretty bearish, pretty bad, as you can see what's happened in the past. So be careful, guys. This could be what we're looking at. Again, I know everybody's extremely bullish, and I'm not saying we can't go up from here, but you need to look at the possibilities of we could possibly go way back down. Look at the weekly real quick on here, and weekly looks strong, but as you can see, I'll keep watching here for a blue in the MACD. So, but as of right now, let's just keep an eye on what's going on, and check out my wife's webpage, inkyorimage.com. A lot of cool crypto stuff on here. She has a link below in the description, and up till tomorrow, you can get a 10% off by using BitMess20 as the promo codes. Check it out if you haven't already. If you have any questions, hit her up in the contact. And let's look at the daily. Something I wanted to point out in the daily here. As you can see back in here, I know a lot of people are talking about the hidden bullish divergence. We had a hidden bullish divergence here, lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price action, but that was at the top, and we continued down from there. Let's look over here. Same thing. Hidden bullish divergence, higher highs up here, higher lows in the price, lower lows in the RSI. That's usually hidden bullish divergence. Although you can see we did get a bounce here, but we did not break the highs. So, and that was just the start of our bear market over here. We could be seeing the same thing here, lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price action. We're getting our bounce. What I'm watching, you've seen the 0.786 fib on that 1 hour where I showed it was around that 18.8. So 18.8, 18.9, if we open and close a daily above this trend line, which right now lies around the 18,800 to 18,900 in that range. If we open and close a daily above that, then I'd be looking for this next trend line to be tagged. Could be anywhere between 22,000 and 25. This is the bullish case. But again, I'm not bullish unless we open and close a daily above this trend line. And same thing, if we break and open and close above this one, we could go as high as 25 to 26,000. But as of right now, until we break this trend line here and hold it at 18.8 to 18.9, I remain bearish. I do think we're most likely going to come back down and retest the top of this rising broadening wedge that we had kept our eye on for a very long time. Let me get the RSI out of here. So we broke out here. And if we come back down to the 0.236 fib, that's at about 15.6. And same thing, we already looked at these fib levels. Keep an eye on these. But this golden pocket's looking pretty good to me. 9,200. I know a lot of people say never 10,000 again. We'll see. Like I said, this top here could end up being exactly what we see here. Something like this. And down. So it could take some time. It doesn't mean we go straight down, guys. People don't seem to understand charts and always think that when you give targets means it's instant. It's not instant, guys. You'll learn if you stick around long enough. The people that stick around obviously learn Bitcoin can do anything. Some people still get into the hype and the FOMO and get stuck in there, but just be careful, guys. Let's look at the weekly. So this is the weekly. Now, these are the very bullish case targets. First one being looking at the solid white trend lines. First one being 28,000 from when we broke it. And then if we look at this dotted one here, which lines up with the RSI, that one's about 30,000. So it is possible we get up to these ranges, but be careful. We had this target of 16,000, came back down and retested it, and that was from the break of this rising broadening wedge here. Or falling broadening wedge, I'm sorry. Let's look at the RSI. I do think we're most likely going to come down and retest this. And this is that triangle. And we will, if we do that and get down to the bottom of this channel, this rising channel here, and break that, I do think we're most likely going to come back down and retest this bottom trend line on the weekly RSI. If we break back below this, we should come down to at least retest this. So keep an eye on that. And let's take a look at the long term. Now, this is something showing it could be a longer bear market. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but take a look at it. If you look last time when we broke this high over here, it took us, and that was back in 2011 to 2013. To break that high took us 635 days. And then to break this next high over here took us almost double at 1,191 days. If that was to happen and we come close to 90% on this one, 90% of this move could be all the way to 2022, 2023 area. So just something to look at. Like I said, not saying it's gonna happen. You know, we could break the high and continue up to them higher highs. But if we look at let's go into the daily. This was the 3-day. Let's go into the daily and look at the NVT. As you can see, every time we're red and we drop below, if we drop below this white trend line here, that gets pretty ugly. But as you can see, every time we break that signal line, we'll zoom in here. Every time we break that signal line in red, when we stay red and break it, you can see we have nice dips. But it also can signify the top like it did over here. Same thing over here. We have been red for a long time, guys. We did get our drop below the signal line. We could come back up and retest this signal line before continuing down, so keep that in mind. Let's look at the EMAs here. We are getting rejected at the 8 EMA as of right now on the daily. If we go all the way out to the weekly, same thing, heavy in the red. Does look like we're turning around here. Be careful. That's all I got to say about that. Let's pick our winner. If you did leave your comments last week's videos, now we are going to pick the winner and we're going to generate a random number, and it's 1. So we'll go over to here, and this will be yesterday's video. I do want to show you guys, if you get on my web, or I'm not my web page, my YouTube channel, I have some tutorials down here if you want to check them out. The one in the middle has like 7 videos. It has some EMA videos, some formation videos, stuff like that. Check it out if you haven't. And let's copy this link address. We'll put it over into the random comment picker. Get YouTube comments. And again, if you want to win next week's, all you have to do is leave a comment down below. That'll get you entered to win next week's. All right, let's pick our winner. Wick Krim, you are the winner. Get a hold of me. I have an email down below. I will verify it's you. You have 24 hours to get a hold of me, and then we'll get it out to you. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I am out of here.